Immediately I resumed office in February this year. I think I realized we need to get across to different kind of stakeholders in our own society in order to function efficiently and more effectively. So doing that, I realized we have to get across to customs, clearing agencies, that is through their associations, then the bonded terminal operators, the shipping line agents, and these are the people who actually we needed. Then we talk of other stakeholders like Nigerian Police Force, DSS, Port Authority. Well, they are too numerous to mention. So these are all people, all stakeholders at the activities of the Nigerian Port activity. And in order for any kind of business operation to be successful, you need those people actually, because it's some of their inputs we use to come up with a useful intelligence, which we acted on to do our work. Well, ending at the foots, I think we had been saddled through the this enactment of the law with the prevention, detection of all violation of the acts of the NDLEA, violation of the drug acts, yes, at the ports. So that is the primary duty of the NDLEA. Then also we have the duty to investigate all drug cases, and we also have duty to work in concert with the customs agencies in all the custom points, whereby we relate with them in terms of the movement of the goods around the area. We keep track of that. So that is it. And we also have duty to trace, detect, that is, and investigate all assets and the property of the people who are arrested or who are linked to drug importation into the country. Still work in progress, but I think the compliance level, I can say maybe it may reach up to maybe 70 to 80%. But here and there we are still having some kind of problems of teaching problem. Like in terms of the shipping line, we want a situation whereby they can be able to apply what is known in the banking sector as know your customer. That is it, yes. So I think it's very important because a situation now as it existed, whereby somebody can bring any kind of fictitious name, addresses on the distant bill of lading, the shipping manifest. I think it is not helping our work because people are using all those kind of loopholes, yes, to do some kind of distant criminal activities. So we are looking forward to seeing that maybe a situation whereby the shipping line will, before they enlist anybody to be their client, that is, before they allow anybody to bring in anything into the country, maybe you should provide his passport, international passport, so that is it, whereby they can be able to establish his actual identity. So if there is anything incriminating or anything illegally or illicit into those consignments, then he can be easily disqualified. But the situation we have as it is now, you will find that most of the times when we made an arrest, we have a serious problem at our hand trying to identify the actuality involved. And that's why most of the times the declaring agents are always bearing the brunt. Yes, because they are the people who are interfacing between us and the importer. So whatever we arrested, it has to be through them who can get to the importer. So that is it. It doesn't. The only thing it does is that actually, just like what it said, it indemnifies the clearing agent against any loss or any kind of inconvenience he may suffer out of the process of trying to clear the goods out of the ports. Then I think by signing all those things, also he can be able to exonerate himself. A situation whereby maybe the investigation is trying to maybe establish. And just like in the secret line, the clearing agent too, they should be able to know their customers. So that is it. If there is any problem, then all we expect from the clearing agent is just to tell us who are these customers, who are the importers. That are the people who are interested in, because they are the people who actually bring whatever is inside the container. The clearing agents, mind you, he was not there when they stopped the container, so he can't know actually what happened. But the major problem with the clearing agents, the way we have it, is where they take side. What is it? Most of the times when they try to work with the importer against the rule, then they can be robbed as part of it. What is that? But meanwhile, the way we treat a clearing agent, they are just this in between. So that is it. They are the middlemen. So that is it. So they are not criminals, as far as we are concerned. And we don't arrest them to incarcerate them or even to charge them to court. We arrest them in order to get to the importer. So that is it. Because as far as we are concerned, they are the agents. And there is something which they call vicarious liability. If you are the agent of the person, then you can be able to, he has some responsibility anyway to his principal. And the principal too, he has some responsibility to you. So that is it. And to get to the principal, then we have to use the agents. The total arrest and seizure which we have for this year, that is starting January to date, is 1,739 kilograms of various drugs, out of which 1.5 is a trapdoor, or something which they call tafetador, which is just some kind of distant form of tramadol. Yes, even though this tafetadol is more effective and more potent than the tramadol. Yes, so it's 1,500 kilograms of it. Yes, that was made. Then what they call Colorado, that is Indian indica coming from Canada. We have from that distance from January to date, we have 240 kilograms. That was seized this year from January to date. And the value, that is the total value of all these drugs, is around 3,610,000. 3,610,300,000. Yes. That the value, that is the street value of those drugs. Because like a Colorado, I think they pack it in small sachets, which is about 500 grams. In the street, they sell it up to 1.7 million. Well, not necessarily, but it's still a factor that Nigeria is also a consumer country, not only just a transit. But like most of the higher value drugs which we are seeing into the country, like cocaine, heroin, they are all transited to other parts of the world. They bring them from the South America, then sometimes they stay for a little, then they transship them to Europe and the USA and some part of the Southeast Asia. There are a lot of challenges. In any kind of aspect, whatever you bring different kind of people together, then definitely there is a spectrum of interest. And because of that, I think there is always what we call inter-agency rally. That is it. And sometimes maybe from the law creating all those agencies, you will find that there are some overlapping activities, functions. Yes, which one is affecting the other. But I think the major challenges we have been having in terms of that is in terms of investigation. because drug cases drug cases generally is something which need speed in order to do that. Because by the time you just allow some time to elapse, then a lot of evidences will have been smoothed over. And at the end of the day, you find it very difficult to establish whatever you are just trying to do. So I think the situation as it existed today at the seaport, most of the arrests as usual we made, the custom will always intervene and they will want to take over the items discovered until when they communicated to their higher commands at Abuja before they can transfer them. So these are the discovery made during joint examination because all the security agencies are supposed to be there and then before any container should be off and examined. But notwithstanding, I take for whatever procedure they are having within their agency, I think this is what is obtained. And doing so actually is interfering with our ability to do an effective investigation as it demanded of drug investigation in the country. So I think that's one of the challenges we are having. But we are still exploring ways to see how all those kind of things can be resolved. And yes, everybody should be able to do his work the way it is supposed to. Well, a scanner is just like any other device is used in order to discover whatever. Normally, scanners are used in order to reveal concealments inside the containers. What is it? Then, apart from the scanners, there are various ways. Like we will use this canine units. That is our dogs, sleeper dogs. Yes. And we also use different kind of different techniques like targeting. Profiling containers once the shipping line was able to bring us to give us the shipping manifest. Then from the shipping manifest we can be able to look at the profile of all the containers. Then from them we pick. So most of the times you find maybe a situation whereby ship maybe bring all thousands of containers. We hardly maybe pick up to maybe 40 out of them. So these are the containers we become interested in and we focus on doing 100% examination as far as we are concerned. So it is not every consignment, it is not every container that we do this kind of a visual or 100% distant examination of. So that is it. There are some we concentrated and through different kind of distant method and devices we are doing all those kind of distant. Well, quite all right. Scanner is needed because scanner can be able to tell you whether the declaration made to the customs or shipping line, as far as the shipping manifest is concerned, is actually what is inside the container. If somebody tries to falsify one aspect of his distant content, then definitely he can go all the way to do some other things, some illegal things in the container. So I think it's one of the indications. So scanner is still needed, quite all right, but it's not only the device. There are so many techniques, so many methods that can be used in order to profile a container and do an effective job without physical examination. Well, I will say it is cordial because I think the door is open to all of us. We interact and we just exchange intelligence in all the security agencies. But it's just like the difficulty which I told you, the challenges. But I think all those challenges that are coming out of procedures. So it's something which can be rectified from the head above. So if they can sit down, then rectify all the problem. Because the security situation of the country is for all of us. It's not for you. Maybe I may happen to be working in the place where I'm doing some things. But I'm still Nigerian and I'm still going to live in Nigeria. So it's everybody. So it's not something we should toy about or something we should play about because of pecuniary interest about it. It's the collective security of all of us. So that is it. So all those kind of distant rivalry and the other distant bottlenecks I think it is something to be done with. Our presence is already here at the port, and I think is in accordance. Well, not I think. Surely is in accordance with the provision of the law. So that is it. The law provided our existence at the port, just like in any other places. So that is it. Then, so long as we are around the place, then I think we should be allowed to do the needful. The only thing which I should have expected is that the custom, they should be interested in taking the record of whatever was discovered. So that is it, which they can communicate to their command for the record purposes. That is it, but not for them to take over whatever we discover. Only for them after maybe some weeks, sometimes a month before they return the same, which will enable us to continue with the investigation. And by then, I think most of the weeks will have been gone distantly dry, or will have gone cold. So that is that you cannot be able to do what you are supposed to do. So that is it. It's actually affecting how we perform.